Hello, and welcome to the Mocha Minutes podcast. I'm Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me. You can find the Mocha Minutes podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, TuneIn, Castbox, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Find us on any of those platforms or wherever else you catch your podcast. Also, still soliciting for ratings and reviews. If you would be so inclined, please leave us some 5 stars. Leave us some reviews. Would greatly appreciate it. Also, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Mocha Minutes on all 3 of those platforms. If you want to shoot me an email, give me some feedback. Other than on those 3 places, you can email me at mochaminutes@gmail.com. Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just wanted to let you know about something that's a little new here at the Mocha Minutes podcast. We are now participating in Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't heard, buymeacoffee.com is a place where you can show some support and some love monetarily to some of your favorite content creators. That includes me. So it's in the increments of either $1, $3, or $5, and you can do as many as you would like. So I just wanted to let you guys know, would love some support. So if you would go to buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. It will also be in the show notes. Okay, here we go. I pretended I'm glad you went away. These 4 walls closing more every day, and I'm dying inside, and nobody knows it but me. Like a clown, I put on a show. The pain is real, even if nobody knows, and I'm crying inside, and nobody knows it but me. Why didn't I say the things I needed to say? How could I let my angel get away? Now my world is just tumbling down. I can say it so clearly, but you're nowhere around. The nights are lonely, the days are so sad, and I just keep thinking about the love that we had, and I'm missing you, and nobody knows it but me. Hello and welcome to the Mocha Minutes podcast. This is Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me. That little tidbit that you heard, if you do not know this literal R&B legendary bop, it is Nobody Knows by the Tony Rich Project. Seriously, a bop. Seriously, I stop everything I'm doing if I hear it played anywhere. And I'm like, oh, I got to sit here and listen to it. Between him and Kevon Edmonds, yeah. I gotta stop. So this week, still talking to some dads, and there's no way I could have guests that are Black fathers without one of the best ones that I know, and that is my brother Stephen. He is here. Stephen, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
I am wonderful. So you had a big week because somebody graduated, because he's a big boy.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, he looks so cute in those photos. So, because I like that they had a step and repeat from of Mickey Mouse. I said, well, okay, we gotta come on, step and repeat. Come on, step and repeat.
Well, side note, that is the teacher's favorite character.
Oh, she's a Mickey Mouse fan.
Yes, she
Oh
is.
Lord. I probably would get along because I'm a Winnie the Pooh fan. And yeah, they got Winnie the Pooh got added to the Disney family, even though I don't think that's how he started out, but he got added, and I'm happy for that because that means I can find cute stuff at the now closed Disney store. You remember the Disney store?
Yeah, it's well, actually went there one time just to see if Christopher would like something from there, and he did.
He didn't like it.
Nah, I tried to get a baby Yoda, but they wanted too much for it. I wasn't paying $59.99 for that. I'm sorry.
I want a baby. I want the child too. I want the child. Yeah, because I'm like, I think I'm not going crazy. Disney stores are the Disney actual Disney store. It's closed. I'm not going crazy, am I?
No, the one out here in well, where I live in
Mm-hmm.
White Marsh, and not White Marsh,
Oh,
Owings Mills,
mm-hmm.
closed, and the one in White Marsh, that's what got me tripped up, is closing. Correct?
Yeah, because I think it's
Okay.
now like, mind you, I had to Google it because I'm like, am I making this up? Yeah, because it looks like this is from March 2021. Um, and they had the liquidation list. It's like, oh, good lord. It was just like, okay. It's like, so apparently the liquidation of the standalone Disney stores, apparently the closings won't affect more than 600 Disney park stores and other locations, including like the Disney shops inside the Target stores. So they're gutting the Disney stores, but if you go to the parks, of course, it's like there's no way they can close the Disney stores at the park. It's at the park. It's like there's no way,
Yeah,
like you couldn't do that. It's like you would still sell stuff. Like what?
yeah. I thought that was a big cash grab anyway,
I mean, yes,
because
child, you better find some of that stuff on sale because my God.
yeah, because I think they were catching that boom of the new kids looking at, you know, Moana, Frozen, and
Yeah.
the new characters, and then they just saw, oh, who's this cute character? Who is
So did the one in yours near Owings Mill, did it have like a vintage section? Because I feel like the one in White Marsh did, where it had like old school Mickey and Minnie and Donald and some of the older Winnie. You know how Winnie the Pooh looked like in the book
yeah,
before it
yeah,
got Disney? Because it's like I feel
yeah.
like I don't know if it's called the vintage section or the classic section. I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say change the vintage to classic, and yeah, that's what you have.
Yeah, because I thought it had one where it's like, but man, because I'm trying to think the last time I went to the Disney store, because it had been years, I think the big thing was Toy Story and Lilo and Stitch.
I can believe it.
Yeah, so it's like it has been a while, but also I don't really go to White Marsh Ball, but also um I don't go to the Disney store like that. So yeah, yep. I'm sorry. I don't know how we got here, but
Yeah,
yeah, the
yeah.
Disney store. So I'm so glad to have you back. Let's just dive right on in. We're gonna have some fun. So first, let me give out some roses. So here on the shows, like we give people their flowers while they're still here, because believe me, the flowers are beautiful at the fume. They're always gorgeous. They always smell fantastic. But we want to show, especially our people, that we appreciate them while they're here. It's like I'm a big convert to giving people their flowers while they're here. And if
Right.
you, and folks, the person you hear in the background is my nephew. Because excuse me, I'm on his time apparently, and I'm so sorry that I am messing up his schedule.
Yeah, but it come it comes to the duties with a dad.
So that is a great segue to the roses because I want to give my roses to you. Um, I'm not being facetious when I say you're one of the best fathers that I know. You're a very hands-on dad and you're a very involved parent, and that is refreshing to see. You had a big week this week. Your son graduated. He's going to, is this now first grade?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
He
going to
just
first grade.
graduated. Yeah, he just graduated to kindergarten to first grade. But I don't know how that works if the kindergarten's in the same school. I guess.
I mean, I think it should work the same way because I've seen it because there's a lot of, I mean, there's K through 5 and K through 12 schools. So that makes sense because it's like if you were at K through 12 school, you graduate from kindergarten, then fifth grade, then eighth grade, and it'll be all in the same building. So that's probably how that works.
Yeah, I
That's just
think
an assumption. That's no fact.
yeah, and not just his graduation. He had I call it a big surgery. Other people might look at it. Oh, he's all right. He had
Mm,
dental surgery. Actually, the Friday before his graduation.
he did.
So yes, he did.
He's a big boy. He it was like let me tell you something. Steven gave updates. It was like CNN with these updates.
Yes, when
And
he
I
got
was
up.
like, oh, like he's up, we're here, we're in, he's out, he's up, we're going. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, hey, I never had to wonder what happened. But that just is a testament of you as a father.
Yes, because it's a thankless job, so you just have to uh, take each new challenge with it and roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I am proud of you. Because I think
Thank you.
you see men who are not involved with their children's lives. Like, I don't know if you saw this, where it was this guy who did like this graduation photo shoot because he was done paying child support. But then you find out that he only paid $125 in child support a month. You did all of this and you pay $125 a month.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, so we're doing that now? This is what we're doing?
It was just like, and they're like, oh, it's just a joke. I'm like, see, you look like the clown because you're literally talking about $125. There are people whose cell phone bill is more than that. A lot of people's car notes are more than that. Health insurance, car insurance is more for what you pay that you are legally responsible for paying for your child. Also, I think daycare a week is more than $125. So what are you talking, sir?
Christopher is.
Right, that's what
well, not now, but
right.
He's a lot older. But yeah, in the beginning, yeah.
Right, that's all. I was sitting here like, do you know how much or aftercare? I'm like, but you want to be celebrated for paying like 60 something every pay. I know half of 125, y'all. I can't do no math.
Yeah, right well, now. Yeah. But also I have to play devil's advocate because sometimes it's not just the man that gets put on child support. Sometimes the women play that role of I'm gonna get the most out of him and I don't want to talk to him and they don't want to work it out. So it's actually the adults. I can't put it on 100% on women, 100% on men. It's adults. Because you have to.
You were talking about women being put on child support. I'm like, oh yeah, I know some women who pay child support.
No. I'm just saying that some men have. Let's just say they don't think with the top brain; they think with the bottom brain. With some women, and I'll just leave it as that.
Okay, yeah, because that's the thing. When I was talking to Scar last week, he was just like, he's very involved in his daughter's life. He's like, I was never put on child support, and it was just like. He was like, because one, there was no need for me to be on child support because I was in her life. It didn't matter.
Exactly. I mean, if you two come to the real, it's like I said, it's up to the two grown adults who had this kid, how that's going to work out.
Right.
Sometimes it can be beautiful. Sometimes it doesn't.
Right. Because that's the thing. It's like when we think about these things, especially because one, it definitely is an in-house conversation about within our community, where I have literally backed away from speaking in absolutes, but I also listen to women who talk about this. I listen to men who talk about it. And it's like you'll see women, at least the women that I know who talk about it, they try not to speak in absolutes. And even when they do, it's like someone jumping down their throat. However, I've been in clubhouse rooms, on Twitter, on TikTok, of dudes speaking in absolutes. I'm like, so what do you, like, y'all just put him on? I'm like, that's probably not what happened, but go off, Chris. Go off. It's like that's pretty much. It's like, yeah, it's like it's a case by case basis. especially when like, I'm gonna be there and then you stop being there. And it's like it's interesting that for the person that is legally put on child support, and it's also based on your income. So there's
Yes.
that. And so to watch them just, it's like, I think it's kind of insulting to the custodial parent, because it's
It
like,
is.
you can literally check out of being the parent. I cannot. I am still here. You can like, oh,
Exactly.
well, it was, and that's the part that sucks. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because how I'm speaking for myself that I don't know how you could create this little person who always thinks you're the best thing since sliced bread and leave them and just say, oh, okay, whatever, turn the page.
Right.
Here's my money, and I don't want to see them anymore. That's
Right.
visit. That I think to me that would scar a kid because why won't you want to see me just
Right.
because you hate my mother? That's just how I think about it. I don't think that's totally right either, but that's just the way I think about it.
Yeah. Cause that's what happened when we talked about the man who dumped 80,000 pennies on his ex-wife's lawn, and his daughter is the one who's talking about it. She was like, he did all of this. I'm like, I don't like, she's like, I hadn't seen him in years. And I'm like, you rented a trailer, went to the bank to go get 80,000 pennies, and you pay $800 a month. You did all this for your last payment of $800. I don't know if this was both children or just the one daughter, but that's the thing. Your daughter's old enough. If she's 18, that means she's old enough to see like, wow, my father really is a piece of shit. That is not her mother telling you that. She can see it clear as day. She was like, what the? Because the mother was like, who is that? She didn't even know it was him. And it was just like, what is wrong with you? Because this is not like a 3-year-old when you're doing this. And even if the baby was 3, it's like, what the fuck are you doing this for? It's like, that is the most petty thing. It's like, if you were like, it's been contentious the whole time, child, get you a mom to deliver that check to her house. Like, what the hell? Get a singing telegram. But to do all that is like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, that doesn't make you look good. It makes you look bad. And the bad part about it is you don't even have a relationship with your daughter. And now it's like, she don't want one now.
Exactly. And then that goes off to piggyback what I said earlier. It's about the two adults.
Correct.
Talking.
Y'all gotta be adults on this. But
yeah, and it's like you don't see that's another thing. You don't have to be buddy but you gotta have that not line crossed there. Yeah. Don't bring the kid into it. Like, a guy cheated on a girl cheated on a guy. Other than beating the girl, there's nothing you really can't work out.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because I've seen it where, and these are just conversations. I don't know how we got here, but we here. I've seen conversations where men, like, someone was like physically abusive to the mother, and the mother wouldn't let them see the child. They're like, that's so wrong. I'm like, she doesn't know if he would hit the child. See, that's the thing. Correct. You hitting me, I'm like, I can cover that up. I can't cover up you beating on my child. It's like, yeah, correct. I don't know. You have an anger problem if you hitting on me. So it's like, no, I'm not going to leave you alone with my kid. No, you can't be unless it is supervised. And even then it's like, who's coming to supervise you? Because that's a lot. It's like, yeah, I don't think I could, if my ex is violent and physically violent, I would not leave him with my child, because you would just like, yeah. Mind you, I've had a friend that has happened to, and it's like, that is just a pain you don't even want to see, because you're just like, how could I leave my child alone with this person?
Exactly. And you're always thinking about, what are they doing? Even like if he has 2 hours, that's probably the longest 2 hours of your whole life.
It's like
you got to check your child as soon as he comes home. Lift your shirt up. Let me see. What's that?
Right. Okay, you didn't leave here with that bruise. Let me figure out what's going on.
What's that mark? Why you got a red mark right there?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's too much.
It is, but like I was saying, that you have to be an adult,
mm-hmm.
and a lot of people don't understand. Oh, well, you got to be this and that. No, it's about something you didn't do with the two of you. It's communicate about your child and leave it as that. If they got a new person, so what? That's over with. Some people are like, they think they planted their flag in you, and then that's it. That's it. That's it. That you can't date nobody. That's no.
That's
That's not
super
true.
weird because then it's like for women who have multiple children, they're damaged goods. But men who have multiple children are not. It's like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, hold up. He's a fertile mother.
Yeah.
We're not saying that. No, it's different. No,
No.
actually,
It.
it's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I don't get that.
It's like,
I mean,
what? Like,
and
no,
it's not young kids. It's not.
no,
Well. It's like
no.
older kids. I talk to older kids. Well, older
Mm-hmm,
kids. I'm sorry. Older people. I
mm-hmm,
knew this one guy. He was married, but then he
mm-hmm.
had a mistress. And then, other than no, he had a longtime girlfriend. He was just getting out of high school. She was pregnant. He had another girl pregnant. Other than facing both of them, guess where he went? He went to the war.
Child,
Didn't deal with it. Didn't deal with it. Told him in a letter.
child. Oh my
And
God.
I was just like,
And if you're
wait a
saying a
minute.
war, that means that person is a little bit older. So there goes y'all theory about y'all granddaddy,
Exactly.
your daddy's era. I'm like, you have no idea the kind of stuff. Every time I think about it, I'm like, I always tell people about Terrell Owens. I'm like, you do realize his daddy lived across the street. He didn't know that was his daddy.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, wait, what? And like, Terrell Owens is like 40 something years old at this point in Texas.
Yeah.
His daddy lived across the street. I'm like, y'all, please stop thinking that this whole thing is new. Oh, baby, it's not. And I bet you know at least one older black woman who got a hammer story.
Pretty much. And it's like, and it's scary. Why? I always tell people, don't look at like with abandoned child, adopted children. You never understand their pain because you always felt wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. In the grand scheme of things, it's tough to be a dad.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. It's
To
tough.
say that. That's so funny. Yeah, let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's play Am I the Asshole? Some of these have been like really interesting and made me think. So,
Uh-huh.
am I the asshole for donating away the money my mother gave towards my wedding fund and then blocking her? My mother and I have a recurring conflict where she does not respect my wishes to not receive any money from her. Excuse me.
Ooh.
As a little bit of a background, I have always tried to be independent of my parents. This is a core part of my identity since several people in my family are extremely spoiled and still live off their parents well into their adult lives. I have hoped to be the independent to ensure I can develop my own person. My mother doesn't understand this philosophy and chooses to ignore my wishes on a regular basis. She sends me checks or electronic transfers every few months, but I always send back the moment I receive them and reiterate that I do not want her money in general. We actually have a great relationship, but this has always been a recurring conflict between us. Over the last year, she found a loophole where she's been sending my girlfriend, now fiance, extravagant gifts instead of addressing them to me. Her justification is that it's not addressed for me, so I don't have a say. For the last year, I have been begrudgingly being put up with. I have begrudgingly been putting up with the system, but I'm extremely mad about her recent affront. My fiance and I agreed to pay for our own wedding independent of both our parents since we are both of working age and have good jobs. We were planning to split the wedding expenses proportional to our income, so I would be paying the lion's share. Last night, I was speaking with my mother about the wedding plans and mentioned how my fiance and I would likely opt for a smaller venue to save money. When she heard this, she balked and said that we should have as large a wedding as we want, and then secretly sent my fiance a check the next day that would cover my fiance's share of the wedding. I found out about the check this morning when my fiance texted me about it. My fiance mentioned my mother asked to keep it a secret from me. I feel like this is an insult to the independence I've been striving for. I don't feel right to tear up a check addressed to my fiance, but also do not want to take my mother's money. The only way I felt was fair was to donate the equivalent amount of my money to charity to balance out the money we're receiving. I sent a screenshot of my donation to my mother and told her I cannot have her in my life since she refuses to respect my autonomy, and then blocked her. My girlfriend thinks I'm overreacting as my mother is just trying to help. but I'm torn since she repeatedly refuses to accept my wishes to remain financially independent. So Reddit, am I the asshole for cutting my mother out of my life and donating the money she intended for a wedding down payment to charity?
Oh, that's a lot, but no. I I say that okay. I say no with an asterisk there. I understand what they're trying to do, but this is not. She's not doing that for so you can live off of them. She actually wants to help, but I see that psychologically she thinks that's trying to piggyback off of something.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here like, what? So before I answer, apparently there are a lot of comments. Okay, so because on Reddit, people can respond back. So person asked, you cut your mother out of your life because she keeps sending you gifts. And the poster said, it sounds bad when you put it that way, but yes, I'm extremely proud of the money I have managed to earn and save. The amount she's been gifting amounts to months, if not years of income for me, which I feel is really belittling everything I've been hoping to achieve on my own. So another person asked, question, why is accepting her money so distasteful? Does it come with a catch? Is it just pride? Have you discussed with her why she's so motivated to disrespect your wishes? I'm confused because both the rejection of and the forcing of money seems very odd, given support that you otherwise have a very healthy relationship. I just realistically would not have to work if I accepted their money in totality. I feel several. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Yeah, because I feel several people in my family have taken that route, and I feel they live very sad lives with no careers or aspirations. I want to be independent, but since I'm the one in the family with goals and aspirations, they feel it's even more appropriate to funnel money to me. I want to continue to work towards building my own wealth without just relying on my parents like the others in my family. Okay, this is getting interesting. Okay, more questions. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. To be clear, I donated my own money, which worked a job to earn, not my mother's gift. That gift is going to my fiance. So they asked, so what was the point? She has attempted to send gifts and money several times this month. She refused to take no for an answer. This time I felt she crossed a boundary by asking my fiance to lie to me and sending the check behind my back. Okay. I wanted to ensure she understood that I had set a boundary and was willing to enforce it. Yeah, okay. I've never heard of someone so prideful. You don't have to use the money, just make a savings separate from your own money and pay it forward. I like that you donated it, but I feel like it was an easier option to just burn it. I'm sorry. I feel like you donated, but I feel that if it was an easier option to just burn it, you would have. I regularly donate to St. Jude. This was just an extra large donation. I can understand your point of view. Are you in therapy for your aversion to generosity? To be honest, no. I don't want to get ahead in life just off my parents' money. I feel that would just drain me of my energy. I worked several jobs in college to build up my savings, and I would have chosen to take that route if I always knew I could just ask mom and dad for an allowance. I am proud of the work I have put in to make my own path. Okay, so all right.
Yeah, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate. I want to make it on my own steam type of thing.
Correct. And I think it's interesting that you're saying, am I the asshole for donating money to a charity? No, you're not an asshole. But there's something that you're not saying, because there's a reason why you're like, I am hell-bent on having this boundary. So that's the thing about boundaries, right? It's like when you set up a boundary for yourself, people act like children in playpens. They're going to push against it. They're like, oh, you're not really that serious. I'm like, no, I actually am. And I told you to stop. So the fact that she was like, she's looking for loopholes to go around giving you things, which is super weird. Because now I'm like, what? So now I'm like, why does your family have money, and what did they do? What is your family money? Because now I have questions. Because I'm like, well, Is it the way they earn money, or just like, I don't want any money from y'all because I know we got where you got the money from?
Correct.
I'm just
So
sitting
I want to
here.
know the whole. I want to know how much money,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to know, because it's natural for parents
To
to
want to help.
pay, to want to help. See, this is different. I can see if they were already married, had a house, and he was just giving her, let's say a round number, 50,000 a
Yeah.
month. Let's say a round number, and then you have an argument. But right now, you just seem like somebody who's going to be stubborn and say, "Well, I don't want anything from her." How do you don't want anything from her? So okay, so say if they don't use the money for the wedding, what if your mother gives you money for a wedding present? You're not going to use it?
So that's the thing. It's like, so if they had just gave you money as a wedding gift, what would you have done?
Exactly. That I mean,
And that's the
yeah.
thing. People give, so that's the thing. Everybody doesn't give presents for weddings. Some people just give money because they're like, that's the easier thing to do. Some people have a money table. Some people have a box where they decorate it and people can put like envelopes, and it's usually full of money. Um, in that box, it's like, there are a lot of cultures. There's a lot of African cultures that are that's very much part of it, that they want to shower like the new couple. In Italian culture, it's like, yeah, it's like a lot of people give out money in cash. So here's the thing. So apparently they had a poll and asked, original poster might be the asshole for not starting a donut fund, but are they the asshole for donating to charity and blocking their mother? So this is very interesting about the results. 41.2% said both are the asshole.
Really?
40%, right. 40% said you're the asshole, the original poster.
Okay.
11.7% said not the mother's not the asshole, and 7.1% said nobody sucks. But the fact that it's either both of them or him, and those are the closest that people are thinking, is somewhat interesting. But I kind of agree, because it's kind of like, if I'm telling you to stop doing something and you doing it, it's like you're forcing my hand, especially if I ask you not to do something. I think that's super weird. So why
Yeah.
is your mother not respecting you, and where are the other ones? And for the original poster to bring up, I don't want to be like the others in my family. It's like,
Yeah.
so
Who's the others?
who do you have resentment about that? It's like, no, or
Yeah,
better yet, do you
that's
think
what
they're not doing well because they relied on that? I don't know.
I think that
Uh,
is. I think that is.
so I'm in between. Both of them suck. Both of you. So I guess ESH. I forgot what it stands for. But yeah, for me, it's a little bit of both of them, because it's like, it's not that serious, and it's kind of like when he's talking about him and his fiance are paying for the wedding, but he's also saying that I'm assuming this is a he. I could be wrong. Um, when he's saying he's playing the lion's share of it, I was
Right.
just like, so that means she may not come from money, or she might just be like, but that's the thing. It's like, did you talk to your fiance? What does your fiance think? Why are you asking about strangers on the internet? What does your fiance think?
Exactly.
What does she think about all of this? Because the fiance is,
Because
so it's kind of like, well, actually, no, she says I'm overreacting. So that's what she thinks. And honestly, I would have thought that too, because it's like, there's something you're not saying. There's
yeah,
something that happened and you're not telling us what happened, but you're just like, nope, I'm done. I'm blocking her. I'm like, if you're saying you guys have such a good relationship, why is this the sticking point? I don't think y'all do.
no, I think they have. They're not angry at each other, but there's some hostility there,
Yeah.
and it's always if, like, all
Mm,
right, if you didn't do this, this would be great, or
yeah.
if I didn't do this, this would be great. You know that if. So, but she's not the asshole, but it kind of looks bad because you don't know the whole story.
Right. So it's kind of like, you go, why are you doing this? It's like, I think that's a little drastic to just block your mother because She's basically want to help you with an event that typically is very, very expensive. And there are people who would wish that somebody could just write a check and pay for it. But it's like,
Right.
and I'm like, what? It's like, what is the deal with your family and their money? Because I have so many questions. Because I'm like, do they have a bad reputation? Is this a cultural thing? It could be. It could be. Is it a religious thing? It could be. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm looking at both of y'all because it's like, mother, respect his boundaries. Don't involve the fiance because you're putting her in a bad spot.
You know what? You know what this reminds me of? I know I'm dating myself now when I say
Lord
this.
Have mercy.
But I was looking at it because it was on Hulu. But Blanche from Golden Girls, he kind of had that problem with her, but it was her grandson. So her, yeah. So I mean, for those who don't know what the Golden Girls was, those was not middle age, but like elderly women.
No, it's older white women. Excuse me, they listen to this show. I'm pretty sure they know what the Golden Girls are.
Oh, okay,
I don't mention the Golden Girls that often, but Golden Girls reruns are amazing. But yeah.
So and I'm going to wit, Blanche had money. Not how much money. So
but she had money.
She had money, and her daughter was, snooty and neglecting her grandchild, and he was telling he don't want that because you ignore him all the time, you send him off, he act bad, and it's like stuff like that. Yeah. That I can understand. You have a good relationship, yes, but sometimes the child wants you around. Like, I don't want to say they want you to yell at them, but they want to, get an effect out of your parents. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah. So I mean, that's bringing it. Some people that never saw the Golden Girls. I might have had a plug for that, so I want some money if it starts spiking on Hulu. I'm just letting you know now.
Right.
But no, I'm just joking.
You're a mess. But yeah, some of these have been interesting lately because it's like, that's what happens. It's the nuance of it, right? So let's go into low key and let's start with Miss Naomi Osaka. So Naomi is pulling out of Wimbledon so she can take care of her mental health. So she pulled out of the French Open and she pulled out of Wimbledon because it's been really hard for her. Because, Naomi Osaka is a very good tennis player, and it's kind of like, we're like, oh my God, who is she? And then she beat Serena, and it became, oh my God, Serena. It became about her, and Serena was like, I don't play that, because then it became, how dare you do this to Serena? How dare you ruin this for her? This would have been record breaking. So it's been a lot going on for her. So she pulled out of the French Open because she didn't want to do the press. And they're like, nope, you got to do it. And she's like, okay, then I'm not going to play. And everybody's like, you're crazy. It's like, she's not. To take care of her mental health, she's not. Because Roger Federer pulled out as well. And he says because of his physical health. Nobody attacked him for that. They were like, it's like, you got to rest your body. I'm like, yeah, but... And any athlete will tell you there's a lot of mental that goes along with playing a sport.
But, if you talk to any fan of football, basketball, physical injuries are more acceptable. It's like, what's wrong with you? Toughen up, do some push-ups, run a lap, you'll be fine. Have that aura about it. And it's good. I like that. As young as she is, to pull out and say, no, that's too much, because they did a piece on ESPN about that. And I remember, I'm old enough to remember Ricky Williams because he was one of my favorite running backs at that time. And he suffered from that. And a lot of people didn't know. It's like, oh, you're great and you're all of this, and but he was suffering. Yeah. And he just had a mental breakdown and left and went to, I don't know, Germany for a year and a half, smoking weed somewhere. And it's
Good for
good to
him.
hear. And it's good to hear that you want to take care of yourself mentally too, because that's a lot of people want to be famous until they're famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of mental going on. And I don't think people realize that when it comes to Black athletes or athletes of color in mostly white sports, they literally put them through the ringer. Naomi Osaka is not that old.
No, I think she was. Is she 20?
I'm trying to think. I thought she either, if she is 20, then she just turned. Let me see. I'm looking her up now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think.
She's 23.
Oh, okay. I mean, she doesn't.
I
I
was
mean, I
like,
guess because you never looked it.
yeah. It's like I thought she was at least, I thought so. That she was at least 21. But yeah, she'll be 24 in October.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it's kind of like she's a Libra. So good luck,
Oh, okay.
everybody. You better leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Our mama is a Libra. It's like, yeah, we already know. You better leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they make a decision, yeah, it's going to stay there. It's like, so you might want to leave me alone. And all this is because she just wanted to take some time because people are harassing her. I was like, I don't understand why y'all keep harassing her. So she is pulling out of Wimbledon. She is the number 2 tennis player in the world in women's tennis. So she's ranked number 2. So the statement that she put out on Thursday, which was June 17th, Naomi won't be playing Wimbledon this year. She is taking some personal time with friends and family. She'll be ready for the Olympics and is excited to play in front of her home fans. So that is what they put out. So this makes me think about Michael Phelps, because Michael Phelps and also Kevin Love from the Cavaliers, they are very open about talking about their mental health. Michael Phelps is like literally very vocal, and no one is like coming at them. They're like, oh, that's right. Talk about your mental health. But but here's the thing. Michael Phelps pulled out of the Olympics. I bet you people will not be like, oh my God, no, get your ass out there and get in the pool. They've been like, oh, something must be really wrong.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah. It's like there's a lot of people with a lot, like mental health is not discussed. What's his name? Brandon Marshall. Mind you, there's 3 different Brandon Marshalls, I feel like, in the NFL. He's very vocal about mental health.
Yeah, but his whole problem was he didn't know until he was.
Yeah, because
he was 20
he was like either he went misdiagnosed or undiagnosed.
Yeah, it was
can't
like
remember which one. Yeah,
and like he didn't know,
right? And then he got really vocal about it, and people were clowning him about it. Not a lot of people, but it's like you heard the jokes, and it's like, so yeah. So this is really, I think, does he say he have bipolar?
It's either bipolar or schizophrenia. It's one of those.
Yeah, because it's just like he's very honest. So one, they literally were just, I don't know why especially because when she pulled out of the French Open, they went and wanted to get statements from Venus and Serena. And it's like, you're asking the 2 women who literally were the Black people in tennis, and y'all treated them like shit too. So why are you asking them what to do when both of them are at least 40 years old? Why are you? And they has been playing tennis longer than Naomi has been.
Born, bro.
Right. It's like, excuse me, it's like when they're like 10 or 11, it's like they've been playing tennis over 25 years. Naomi's only 23 years old. It's like y'all like treated when they were kids. Everybody seen that video of when somebody was interviewing Venus and what happened. They said a really out of line question, and Richard dug in his ass. He's like, so first of all, what you're not going to do, but it's like, because she's a child, it's acceptable. But if Naomi's mother or her father was there, they'd be like, why are you here? You're a grown up. She's 23. And this is a lot because one, it was like meteoric because one, when you have Black or people of color Black or of color athletes, it's always like, oh my God, where they come from. And then they get oversaturated. So the thing about it is, it's like, it's not her playing tennis. It is like, it has always been there. It's just like, this is just aggravating. And sometimes you literally just got to take a step back. Oh, Brandon Marshall has borderline personality disorder.
Yeah, I always wondered about, so what makes it borderline, I guess. That was
Let
my
me
question.
see. Oh, okay. Let me see what it says. I love that we're doing research on.
I
Let's
know.
see. Yeah, because at first he said it was anxiety. Oh, say no, Dak. Because remember, Dak last year said he had anxiety and depression after
Right.
his brother committed
Suicide.
suicide. Um, and no one was like, "Oh my God!" It's like no one was belittling him for that.
But
It's so
also,
weird.
I think it's also has to do with type.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You said the
I
type of
no,
athlete.
no, the type of person. Because if you look
Oh,
at Brandon Marshall and you look at Dak Prescott, you could tell where they grew up at. I guess
yeah.
is
So
is that a fair assumption?
I guess so. And I think to a certain extent, but maybe not. I don't know. So, okay, so this is what borderline personality is, or at least one of the definitions. According to McLean, that's a hospital where he went to an outpatient program. It is a complex mental illness marked by unstable moods, behaviors, and relationships. And if you've watched the YouTube show of I Am an Athlete, you've probably seen it, where it's like, sir, why are you standing up and screaming when you're actually wrong at this point? But yeah, you're literally trying to talk about how great of a wide receiver you are when you're sitting next to Andre Johnson.
Yeah.
Sir, I swear there's one time I think he said I'm like just like Andre, and then he ran a different way, and Andre made this face. I'm like, yeah, see, Andre is like, I'm gonna be very, very quiet. I'm gonna be very quiet because Andre Johnson was a very good wide receiver. So there's that. So you're not going to compare yourself to Andre Johnson, baby. You better think big. I'm sorry,
But
think small.
now I have to have a little caveat there.
That's fine.
When you're not alpha male, he's gonna say that.
Yeah.
I mean, some people in Jordan era was gonna say, "Well, I'm just as good as Jordan."
I mean, that's true. And the thing about it is, I think it's funny. I think that's fair. It's just when Andre made a face like, is this nigga serious?
yeah, I saw that. And I was just like, he just calmed that down and said, "Oh, okay, we're going."
Okay, all right. We're gonna do it.
Oh, yeah, we're doing
like,
it.
All right, whatever. It's like, yeah. So all the love to Naomi Osaka, because that takes a lot to just go. It takes a lot to just tell people, yeah, I'm going to take care of myself. It's like, how dare you? You're supposed to entertain us. Yeah, but if I'm not able to entertain you, what kind of entertainment are you going to get if I'm terrible on the court? That's not entertainment. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm also a person. So all the love to her. Right. All the love to her.
In a pan
exactly. Or you're a bust. It's kind of like, yeah, or you're like a one trick pony or whatever we want to call people. So it's like, Naomi, take all the time you need. See you next year in the Olympics. Okay. It's like, that's all you got to do, boo. That's all you got to do.
There you go, boo boo.
Right. So next story, a father is being shamed because he did not invite his daughter's classmate because he was bullying her. Okay. So this is from The Mirror in the UK. So y'all gird your loins, because Lord have mercy sometimes the way they write this. Every parent wants their child to have a fun birthday. And as they get older, that can mean making difficult decisions about the guest list. When children are young, it is the norm to invite the entire class if invitations are handed out there in order to avoid any awkward arrangements. But one man decided to exclude a boy who had been bullying his daughter and received a slew of abuse from the boy's mom after she heard about the party. It didn't help that the invitations were handed out in the playground, meaning everyone noticed that only one person wasn't invited. The baffled dad oh my God, that's so crazy. The baffled dad took to Reddit on the Am I the Asshole thread to see if he had acted unreasonably. Oh my God. His daughter is, oh my God, how did we just get back to here? Now I want to find it. His daughter is 7, and the dad took over parenting full-time last year after discovering he he had a daughter with the mom no longer in the picture. For her birthday, he arranged a small gathering in the back garden with her classmates. But since school restarted, his daughter has faced a lot of teasing about her mom, who is no longer around, from Nick. And he is putting in quotes, which means this is not the little boy's name. And he decided to not invite him. The dad explained, a lot of the parents have been complaining about him because he's a huge bully to the other kids and gets benched, basically a timeout, a lot during recess. I've had talks with the teacher because he's made my daughter cry after teasing her constantly about her mom. I was pissed. I'm guessing pissed. Her teacher promised that they're going to be handling this situation with Nick and keep him away from my daughter. Supposedly, they've had many talks with the mom, but all she seems to do is baby the kid. He hasn't bothered my daughter since my talk with the teacher. So for my daughter's birthday, she decided to invite almost everyone in the class, obviously except for Nick. This didn't go down well after his daughter handed out invitations at lunchtime and Nick started crying because he wasn't invited. The dad added, her mom confronted me after school when I was picking her up. I guess he was crying that he didn't get an invitation. I had my daughter wait in the car, and this lady was giving me hell for excluding her son when this could have been a chance for him to finally get along with his classmates. I told her, lady, he had months to do that, or her to teach him to. This is their last week of school. Bit too late to be trying to make friends now with how he was treating all the kids, especially my daughter. She just kept saying I should be ashamed of myself for not taking this opportunity to teach my daughter a valuable lesson on learning compassion. It was just a really intense encounter, but in the end, I still refused to give an invitation since my daughter said she doesn't want Nick at her party. Now the dad is wondering if he overreacted since Nick was the only pupil excluded from the party. The dad seemed to get a lot of support from fellow Reddit users with plenty backing him. One user wrote, under no circumstances, I say it would be rude to not invite him, but this boy has been teasing your daughter and her friends all of the year. His mom has refused to punish him for his behavior that we know of, and now wants you and your daughter to forgive and forget. That's ridiculous. Another said he shouldn't have handed out the invitations at school, commenting, I was ready to say, yes, you are, but you're not the only one who is being unfair to Nick. His mother is. What? Okay, still you might have found a way to make these invitations outside of school. You have a right to invite who you want to your home, but you also created a situation where everyone became aware of it at school. And despite his behavior, I think it's good to respect the division. A third disagreed, adding, I think it's actually a pretty cruel move to exclude the 7-year-old from receiving an invitation in class, different from excluding him from the party. He's not old enough to understand the difference and how it's a consequence, and you are passing that on to the teacher to explain and soothe him. So let me tell y'all something. You cannot let the class bully, especially because it wasn't just his daughter, it was a whole goddamn class, and y'all want to be like, why aren't you feeling sorry for him? Why aren't you giving him compassion? I am giving him compassion. I didn't punch him in the face.
Exactly.
And it's like, you were like, how could you not invite him? Because you're this is towards the end of school. That means the school's about to let out. You like literally have been complaining about your kid, harassing and bullying my kid all goddamn year. And you have the audacity to go, where is my invite? Are you fucking serious with me? Girl, I'll beat your ass. I'm like, see, you fucked with the right one. Because if that was a mother, she'd have cussed your ass out. I know you better get the fuck out of my face.
Exactly, because like if you look at it, now, if you look at it, I could see if the father wasn't involved and he was a regular parent that wasn't too involved. They said, just invite, give it to everybody with nobody's name on it, and yada, yada, yada. But he knew. So he knew what he was doing. And it was like, okay, let me have a caveat. Let me back up a sec. If he's 7, 9 times out of 10, he's 7. You can fix that. But and back to my original point. No, he was 100% correct. I would have did the same exact thing. I might not have did it at school, but I might have invited him.
Because that's the thing. It's like
food or something. I don't know. I don't know.
So the thing about it is, like, when you think about like kids' birthdays and invitations, other than the classroom or the playground, where would the invitations be given out?
Yeah. I
So
mean,
it's kind of like
well,
that's what I'm asking you as a parent. It was like, where would you, other than in their class or on the playground, where would be a better place to give out invites?
well, now you have Google Meets, so you can do it that way.
Right.
But
But still, though, it's like these are little kids. This is not high school. It's kind of like,
yeah, that's another thing.
you can't call the school and say, "Can I have the addresses for all the all the kids in my kids' class?" No, you
Yeah,
cannot.
even before COVID, that wasn't a thing.
Yeah, it's like, and also the folks who are saying no, it's terrible, is forgetting the part where the daughter is like, "I don't want him here." You don't get to
Exactly.
bully me and then want to come and eat up my food and eat my cake and drink my punch. No, bitch, you can stay your bully ass in your house.
Pretty much.
It was just like,
This is not a '90s movie.
this is
Okay.
not. It's like, well, it's to be fair. Well, to be fair, he has bullied everybody in that class, damn near everybody, because it wasn't just her. And it's like, we just keep talking him down. It's like, oh, okay, so apparently he don't see being talked to as a consequence. You don't get to go to the party. Welcome to your consequence. It's like, are you serious? I'm like, no, he don't know. You don't know. Hi, I'm paying for this. And you're mad, like, how dare you not invite my child, the child that bullied my child? I can give you several reasons.
Several.
It's like, child, you fuck with the right one. Girl, like, dad, you're doing amazing. And now I gotta find this Reddit thread. I cannot believe it was Am I the Asshole? I'm like, oh damn, we could have did that one.
Yeah, we really could have.
Did that one. Oh my God. So next story. The Hollywood Walk of Fame class of 22. So here's who is going to be getting a star on the Walk of Fame next year. Hailing from the film category, Macaulay Culkin, Willem Dafoe, Salma Hayek, Helen Hunt, Regina King, Ray Liotta, Ewan McGregor, Adam McKay, Jason Momoa, and Tessa Thompson. From TV, Byron Allen, Greg Berlanti, Ricky Gervais, Peter Krause, Bob Odenkirk, Holly Robinson Pete, Norman Reedus, Tracy Ellis Ross, Gene Smart, Ming-Na Wen, and Kenan Thompson. From music, George Clinton Jr., Ashanti, Avril Lavigne, Los Huracanes del Norte, and Martha Reeves. Okay, and also let's see.
Directors?
Well, Richard Blade is from the Radio. Patti LuPone, Marilyn McCoo, and Billy Davis, and Angelica Vale will be performing, and Michael Strahan will be honored in the newest category of sports entertainment. I said, wow. We are creating one for him. Now, Daniel Day Kim launched a fundraiser to get James Hong on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So James Hong, because when I looked at him, I was like, why do I know that face? Like, if you pull up his face, you're like, oh, I know who that is. So let me pull up Mr. James Hong. But yeah, the fact that he had to do a GoFundMe fundraiser to get him in is just very, very, very interesting. That is very, very interesting. I can't even believe this. Oh, I'm sorry. There's some other people that other entertainers: Michael B. Jordan, Carrie Fisher, Nipsey Hussle, Francis Ford Coppola, James Hong, DJ Khaled, and the Black Eyed Peas. I wonder if they're going to bring back the first singer. I'm wondering the first singer.
They should.
The thing about it is, Daniel Day Kim raised $50,000 for him to be on there. James Hong just might be the most prolific actor in Hollywood history. As of July 2020, he has a total of 672 credits, which include 469 TV shows, 149 feature films, 32 short films, and 22 video games. His career has spanned seven decades, and in the process appeared in iconic movies and shows like Blade Runner, Big Trouble in Little China, Chinatown, and Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the fact that we had to do this You had to do a fundraiser. Are you effing kidding me? This man is 90 something years old.
Ooh,
He's 91. And it's like the fact that he had to do a fundraiser to get him on there. It's like this man has credit. I see his face and I'm like, I know exactly who he is. So for anybody who likes stuff, let's see. Let me find. So you remember the duck, Mr. Ping and Kung Fu Panda?
Yes.
That's him.
He was in Big Trouble Little China. He was what's the guy's name? God dang it.
I know what you're talking about. It's the villain and I can't.
Yeah, no, I can't remember. Dang it. But anyway.
Yeah, he was in that. He also was the voice of Shifu in Mulan.
Yes, he was.
I said, that's like, I know that. And I was like, because the thing about it is I know his face. And it's just like, this man is 90 something years old. The fact that we had to have.
He was in The Shadow.
Right. It's like, it's so crazy when I think about it. Cause I'm like, we had to do a fundraiser to get him on a Walk of Fame that he should have just been on. And also Ming-Na Wen is just being added. And I'm mad. And Holly Robinson Pete. How are they just getting there?
I don't know. I mean,
what?
Okay, now,
like Martha Reeves. It's like, come on, y'all, for real.
Now, go back to Pete. Now, she was on Hanging with Miss
Holly Robinson. Huh? Oh yeah, Holly Robinson.
She was on Hanging on Miss.
She was also in 21 Jump Street, so it's kind of like, girl.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It was just
Well, I guess I would have to see the requeessentials to get a star. Is it just because you want to act?
The thing about it is, it's like, it's music, it's essentially entertainment, but musicians, bands, actors, film and TV. I mean, they're creating a category for Michael Strahan. And Martha Reeves is like, wait a minute, she don't have a star. What the hell? It's like, oh, Lord have mercy.
No, well, I guess I just need to see the requirement of being.
Because I was like, why would you have to raise money to be in the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Exactly.
It's like, I don't
like certain people. Like, I mean, I might be the only one. I don't really think the Black Eyed Peas deserve one, but that's just me.
So the thing about it is like they're saying the recipients have been chosen by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce's Walk of Fame selection panel, which is composed of Walk of Famers. The panel did an amazing job choosing these very talented people, said radio personality Ellen Kay, chair of the Walk of Fame selection panel. We can't wait to see each honoree's reaction as they realize that they're becoming a part of Hollywood's history with the unveiling of their star in the world's most famous walkway. So if a committee chooses, you know what? I hope Brandon is listening because I know he's going to have an answer for me, because I'm sitting here like, so why did we have to do a fundraiser for James Hong?
Oh,
if it's like a committee, that's like, or just for consideration to get it active.
Yeah, I think it's like a consideration because like, I'm not saying the Black Eyed Peas shouldn't be in there. I know I'm harping on the Black Eyed Peas, but
clearly,
the Black Eyed Peas,
I don't know what it did to you because I'm like,
But it's like so many other bands should be on there and not the Black Eyed Peas. And I'm just saying. And I'm not saying that
he was. Horrible. That's what. Yeah, the GoFundMe was just to campaign for his nomination.
Yeah. So who was campaign? See, I don't even want to say it no more because I feel like I'm bashing them, and I don't want to.
No, yeah, no, it's fine. We'll get off the Black Eyed Peas because the thing about it is, we're being very honest. It should be more. It should be. We need representation of everybody. Here at Local Minutes, I'm all like, yeah, I want to see more Asian representation. So I'm kind of glad you had somebody like a Daniel Day Kim going, yeah. So we're not going to do this anymore. Get him on the fucking Walk of Fame, because honestly, he should be there. Like, there's no way. It's like some of the people that's like, you get a star on the Walk of Fame, you're like, they only got 3 songs. Like, what the fuck? Because I'm sitting here like, no tea, no shade. I mean, you're harping on the Black Eyed Peas, but I'm harping on Avril Lavigne. It's like
Oh yeah, that's another one. That's another
so
one.
I don't want to be rude or nothing, but DJ Khaled, I think
another one.
The thing about it is I can somewhat actually I do kind of understand the Nipsey Hussle one.
I can't.
I can and I can't. I think it really is because of the fact that he has passed away. I'm like, if you were to ask me a Nipsey Hussle song, I don't know one. And also it gets really weird when Black men who are problematic to other people in the community and they die and we're just like, yeah, no, I'm not celebrating them. They're like, how come you don't love Black people? Because he didn't love me as a gay man. So it's kind of like, no, don't bash the dead. I'm like, let me know what you want to say when Donald Trump dies, because I know y'all not going to be sensitive to that. Let me know. Let me know what happens when it's like a problematic white person passes away and you can't wait to talk about how shitty they were in life. See, that door swings both ways. That's why I'm like, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say nothing. I think that's fine. I think it's fine if you don't say anything, because they're like, I'm trying to be respectful, but also I'm trying not to get attacked because I'm tired of y'all attacking me when I say this person was problematic to me.
Exactly.
That's it, and to me.
The thing with Nipsey Hussle is that, one, he's a native Californian. Yeah. Two, he was very popular.
Yeah.
With entertainment in general.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't think you had a campaign for Nipsey Hussle.
No.
Huh?
And DJ Khaled, it's funny that you think of him and he's like, I was like, he really does. He's paid his dues now.
That's very true.
He's funny, but he paid his dues now.
Right. I was talking to somebody talking about, I think we're talking about Justin Bieber's and his features, and they said that song he did with Khaled. I'm like, oh, that's right. Everybody who's on a Khaled album, that is a feature because it's his album. Like, I totally forget that part. I'm like, oh, right, because that's a feature for them. It's not their song. They're featured on the song. It took me, I was like, that's right. And also, the thing about it is like Macaulay Culkin, Ray Liotta, Regina King. I was like,
what's wrong with her? Wait a minute.
No. I'm not saying, look, no, I'm saying what took them so long. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
not that they shouldn't be here. I'm like, excuse me, you better put respect on Regina's name.
But see, the thing with Regina, in the very beginning, she was playing the ghetto hood rat girl, and everybody knew that.
Well, she was not on 227 No Ghetto Hood Rat Girl.
She was on Friday.
She was not when she was like, she didn't start out that way.
I'm just saying, if you think about it, and then the Boondocks didn't really help her on that end. A lot of people didn't.
Yes, it did.
But a lot of people hated that show, though.
A lot of people didn't, though. A lot of people really missed that. Everybody knows Regina was the voice on those characters, but also I think they were going to try to revamp the show, but unfortunately John Witherspoon passed away. So it's like, yeah, nobody else can be Grandpa except for him. So y'all might just want to table this.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, yeah. So congratulations to everybody who's going to get a star on the Walk of Fame. Steven is no longer going to bash the Black Eyed Peas, but I will continue. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Okay, mid-key. So Rita Moreno is walking back her comments about what she said about In the Heights. Okay, so In the Heights dropped on the HBO Max. So In the Heights, it is a musical, is a beautiful musical from what I'm saying. I was very excited when I saw like the trailer last year. It was supposed to come out last year, but because, COVID moved everything back. So everything is coming out this summer in 2021 that everything was supposed to come out last summer, 2020. So when the movie debuted in HBO Max, a lot of people noticed a lot of things. All of the Afro Latinos and Afro Hispanic people were in the background. And so there were accusations of colorism, which, colorism is not just in the Black community, sweetheart. It's in every of color community. So there's always like this notion of if you're darker, you're not that pretty. Because when it comes to bleaching skin, it wasn't just for Black people. It's very rampant in Asia,
Yes, it
South
is.
and East Asian. It's like, yeah. There's a lot of like shows and movies that have hinted at that. You might want to watch Bend It Like Beckham.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's
wow,
kind of
I forgot
like
about
it's
that.
all about the colored hair and the blue contacts, and it's like, yeah, there's colorism there, or not sitting out the sun. You don't want to get too dark, right? So, and
Right.
this was also written by he's involved, Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is his own level of problematic to a certain extent, but everybody likes Alexander Hamilton, and well, Leslie Odom Jr. is the star.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I just love Leslie Odom. Okay, so this is what happened. Apparently, Rita had an interview with Stephen Colbert. She said, I'm simply saying, can't you just wait a while and leave it alone? It would be nice if they hadn't come up with that and left it alone just for now. I mean, they're really attacking the wrong person. Because people are attacking Lin-Manuel. He's acting like no, it's no colorism issue, and he's had his own problematic stuff. And it's interesting because for Rita, to get into some roles, she has also darkened her own skin. So she went on the Twitter. She went on the Twitter to apologize because I saw her tweet and I was like, oh hell, what the fuck did she look here, EGOT Moreno. I need you not to say nothing. Don't say nothing, Rita. Rita, don't do this, okay? Baby, don't say nothing. Like you are an EGOT, okay? Like don't say nothing. Girl. Don't say nothing. So the thing about it, Stephen Colbert asked her about the controversy because it was just like, why are y'all talking it? Like, why are y'all talking about this? And she, girl, shut the hell up, baby. I'm imploring you. I'm imploring you. So she put out it's more than 2 tweets. So I guess this is a thread. I'm incredibly disappointed with myself. While making a statement in defense of Lin-Manuel Miranda on the Colbert Show last night, I was clearly dismissive of Black lives that matter in our Latin community. It is so easy to forget how celebration for some is lament for others. In addition to applauding Lin for his wonderful movie version of In the Heights, let me add my appreciation for his sensitivity and resolve to be more inclusive of the Afro-Latino community going forward. See, you can teach this old dog new tricks, Rita. Lin-Manuel's full of shit. So that's the thing.
Oh.
So I don't think the thing about it is I didn't see Hamilton until it was on Disney Plus because you couldn't get tickets. Okay. So I liked Hamilton. I was like, oh, okay, but he wasn't the best part. Let me just say that. He wasn't. Again, Leslie Odom Jr. Mm-hmm. So I am glad that Rita walked this back. And this is what happens when you give a good apology. We are not Afro-Latino, so it is not up to us to give to accept any apology, but it seemingly has people like, oh, okay, but don't think that people don't have their hairy eyeball on EGOT Moreno. It's like, okay,
yeah.
Listen here, EGOT Moreno. That's the show title, EGOT Moreno. Because we got one little hairy eyeball on you, but I'm glad she walked it back because the thing about this is that that's always going to be the discussion, right? Where we're talking about one, and when you had darker skin Latinx and Hispanic folks, one, they were try to push them to the background. They did it at the last Olympics when they had it in Rio. They tried not to show the favelas because a lot of the darker skinned Latinos, that's where they lived. Not all of them, but they tried to make sure they didn't show that because they didn't want y'all to see the darker skinned people because they want you to see the Gisele Bundchens of it all, when Gisele Bundchen she was just born in Rio, but let's be very clear. No, let me shut up. I don't want to get here. Now let me leave her alone because she do speak the Portuguese, and I am always enamored by how beautiful it is when she speaks. So That's the thing. That has been a constant fight of being included and also being seen, because they're like, I am Black and I'm also Puerto Rican. I am Black and I'm also Cuban. It's like it's a lot going on, because it's interesting that there are some Latinx folks who don't say they're Black. I'm Cuban, I'm not Black. It's like, okay.
Alrighty then.
All right.
I guarantee you got a little Black somewhere.
Just, I mean, you know, if we want to go to etymology and ethnicity and we want to dig through, sure, we're okay, whatever you say, buddy. But yeah, because then you'll have people who want to say, like, they want to use the N-word or dress a certain way or do certain things. Like, well, I mean, there's Black in my family. Which part, boo? The part that you weren't claiming last year, or the part that's in? Let me shut up. Nope. Okay, we're gonna go. So let's go into high key. Thank you. EGOT Moreno. Thank you.
Loggins. Paging Dr. Loggins.
Leave me alone. So high key. Juneteenth is now a federal holiday. It is now a federal holiday. Joe Biden signed it last night.
So what do you think about that?
So here's the thing. So I think because there aren't people who are putting up big ticker tape parades of them doing something, people think that this is new and nobody wanted this. Because let's be very clear. Do you know how long it took for Martin Luther King's birthday to be a holiday?
Yeah.
And it's like, mind you, I think we should also celebrate Malcolm X's birthday, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. So when this became a federal holiday, people are like, nobody wanted this. I'm like, there have been activists who do want this.
Exactly.
It's like, there's a thing. It's like, I get what y'all saying, because it's like, I don't want this. I'm like, y'all get a day off. I'm like, yeah. There are a lot of cultural holidays that are now just a party. Like Pride is a party. Pride was a riot and a protest. Pride is now a big party. So it's like, it's changed the game. It's like, kind of like, I wish y'all, it's like, you'll see a lot of activists, especially Black LGBTQ plus people saying, I wish y'all remember how the fuck we got Pride, because it was not a party. It was not a party, bitch. It was not a party. And I had to look up what the history of Cinco de Mayo is. Because I'm like, I don't know what it's about. So Cinco de Mayo is a holiday that celebrates the date of the Mexican Army's May 5th, 1862 victory over France at the Battle of Puebla during the Franco-Mexican War. The day, which falls on which falls on Wednesday, May 5th in 2021, is also known as Battle of Puebla Day. While it is a relatively minor holiday in Mexico, in the United States, Cinco de Mayo has evolved into a commemoration of Mexican culture and heritage, particularly in areas with large Mexican American populations. So we're celebrating a war for Cinco de Mayo. You would not know that depending on it. So for Juneteenth, so here's the deal about Juneteenth. This is when you know history is not taught for education, it's for comfort. Because I say this a lot. The people who really were educated about Juneteenth are in Texas, because that's where it happened. But also, there's not a lot of because I had my friend Natalia, we were talking about that. She's like, yeah, I learned about it outside of school. I'm like, Natalia, that's the point. This is not part of curriculum to find out what Juneteenth is. It's like you people don't even know why it's called Juneteenth. I'm like, it's because it's June 19th, but some people just didn't know that. Or that, right? Because remember when Watchmen came out, and they had in the first episode talking about the Tulsa Massacre. Do you know people really thought they made that up for the show? It was like,
no, that actually happened.
That's the thing. People are like, this is like great storytelling. Wait, what the heck are you?
No, that actually happened.
No, that's real. They're like, oh, what? Or how? What is it? I want to say Lincoln Heights, and that's not what it is.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're
What's
talking about.
oh
Yeah,
my
no.
god, why am I
I know what you're talking about, but yes.
oh my god, I'm blanking on the name. It just left my brain. But people thought they like sundown towns aren't still a thing or weren't a thing. Because you had people like this woman said, I have lived here for 40 years and it is not a sundown town. Now it's not a sundown town now.
Wow.
It's like, girl, excuse me, Oprah did a show in the early 90s and a sundown town. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking? Girl. I was like, wait. They were like, don't be here. It's like, baby, sundown, like people thought they made that up. It's like, yo, no, sundown towns are a real thing.
Very real.
A real thing. So we're like, it is now a federal holiday. I think a lot of people were off. Like I know the government was off. My place of employment, yeah, right. Because I think a lot of schools were off, but they had already built that in because I knew weeks ago.
Oh, I see. I didn't know because I had to tell you the truth. I felt bad that I didn't know what Juneteenth was, so I had to look it up. And then when I looked it up, and I was like, And then the problem came. I work with predominantly white people, so they didn't understand. And I, me being me, and I tried
not me being me.
I mean, because I'm the minority there, so I had to try to explain that type of stuff. And it's like, well, what if everybody, can you do? I was like, no.
The bad part about it is if we were like off for what is the Irish holiday in March?
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. I'm like, the thing about it, it's probably like a holiday where it's a day off in Ireland. Like right. Cinco de Mayo is a huge holiday in Mexico. For us here, it's a party. But for Pride, it's like people are like, oh, it's just a party. I'm like, literally, I told somebody, I was in the clubhouse room and I was like, yeah, we have to thank Black and brown trans women for Pride. She's like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? She was like, wait a minute. That's how Pride started? Time out, homie. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
That's how we got, you didn't know that? And she's like, no. I'm like, and because remember, like, I don't know if it was last year or the year before where people were bucking, they didn't want like gay rights or any kind of like the gay rights movement, which is, y'all, kids, hi. It's as old as the civil rights movement. It may be a little bit older, depending on who you talk to. So they were just like, I don't want that taught in schools. I'm like, but then y'all would learn what Pride is. Y'all would learn about Harvey Milk. You would learn about Marsha P. Johnson. You would learn a lot of shit. Like,
yeah, but working at a school, I work at a school. They're teaching that now. They're teaching that now.
That's good.
They're teaching what's trans, what it means, what's cis, and they're teaching all of that. I mean, and talking to now this is me being me again. I like certain things I just wanted to know because I don't know. Right. And I think that's, you can't teach the same way anymore.
You can't.
Because you can't. It's like,
because that's it gets me.
School is different.
Right. Because like the thing about it, the stuff I learned in school, you didn't learn in school. And we're not that big of an age difference. That's the hilarious thing about that. It's like, it's not that big of an age difference between me and Steven. It's 2.5 years. And it was stuff that I learned that he didn't and vice versa. It was like, wait a minute, that's so weird. So let me add this in because this is breaking apparently. So Candace Owens, she put out this tweet. Juneteenth is so lame. Democrats really need to stop trying to repackage segregation. I'll be celebrating July 4th and July 4th only. I'm American. As if Juneteenth didn't happen on American soil. So Azalea, see, this is the thing. Azalea Banks, she responded, Lord have mercy. According to this logic, on July 4th, 1776, you would still be enslaved, most likely on the verge of starvation due to all of America's food supply having been prioritized for the war, while you hand sew American flags and struggle to wet nurse some depressed 24-year-old white widow's sickly child until your nipples are chapped and dry, whereafter you will be whipped by her 80-year-old uncle for your own malnourishment and inability to produce milk, then sent to toil over a wood-burning stove, blistering your hands while forced to make a peasantly meal of biscuits and gravy. You'll be watched closely by her irate, sunburned, and whiskey-soaked 80-year-old uncle to be sure you do not sneak a single biscuit or fingerful of roux to yourself. After you've watched everyone eat, you'll be sent to do the cleaning up. Your last task will be brushing the stressed and balding white widow's hair to prepare for her sleeping bonnet, a deep rest in her comfortable canopy bed. Next, your final descent down the stairs and out the back door, where you proudly sleep on a bed bug infested pile of hay and a 6x4 cabin you share with 4 other slaves. Happy Independence Day, real Candace Owens. See,
man.
See, this is why this is why it really got me when what's his name? T.I. and not Mike Brown.
Mike Jones?
No, the rapper who Wakanda had guns. Why am I having brain farts left and right on this recording? This is so hilarious.
Killer Mike,
where they said that woman is intelligent. If I talked like this when I'm speaking to you, it may seem like I am smart and intelligent and I am eloquent with my words, when in actually I'm just slowing down the cadence of my speech. It's like, here's the thing where I am American. You do realize Juneteenth happened in America. Why are you acting like, excuse me, are you bucking against Cinco de Mayo? No, and you shouldn't. Or better yet, it's like, why did we not know what the fuck it meant? I'm like, oh, shit. But the thing is, because we have Google, we can Google it. It's like, but when we were younger, we didn't have Google. You had to go to the library and go get an encyclopedia, and you got to figure out what you're looking for. And let it be right in there, because what if it's not? What if it's not even in the book? So for Candace Owens to be this daft, but want to talk about why Black people don't have pride in themselves, because you literally just said, let's not celebrate. You said Juneteenth is lame. Why is it lame? You want to know why? You know what's really interesting about that is that we're talking about June 19th, 1865, not when Lincoln freed the slaves. This is when they actually told slaves in Texas that they were free. He had signed it. It went into effect January 1st, 1863. So they didn't even know. That's why they didn't want Black people to read. That's why they didn't because this is not, how did you get information out? This is not, they didn't have the internet. They didn't have somebody fired off a tweet, shared it on the Facebook page. Right. It's like, exactly. So it's like, people use that to their advantage. Them dumb niggers can't read, so they don't know what the fuck is going on. Because remember, if you taught a slave to read, they would kill you and that slave you taught to read. They didn't want, it's like, they don't want you to read, because then you'd figure shit out. It's pretty like much, one, because one is pretty shitty that a year and a half after it was declared that Black people are no longer slaves, you didn't tell them because you still wanted them. Black people became shiftless and lazy when they stopped being property.
Yep.
It's like, child. Yeah, so that's the thing. Azalea be saying some problematic shit. Don't get me wrong. But when she gets someone together correctly, she gets them together. And she always does. I'm like, girl, it's like, yeah. And the fact that you're like, I'd rather celebrate 4th of July. Hey, hi, Black woman, you would still be a slave. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? July 4th, 1776, we were still slaves. Almost 100 years after that, are we free? Girl, that's why she a goddamn goofy. It's like, please leave me alone with your struggle plates. Please just leave us the hell alone. Just please. So last story, and I saved this for last because Stephen is a father. So at first it was saying the parents were doing this. This was not a parent. This was this boy's older sister and brother which probably would be different. It should mean something different. But a young man by the name of Tyler, his sister went on IG Live where they had like cut into the front of his head. And then on the side of it, wrote the word gay. Then you saw either the brother or the father. See, that's the thing. They're saying not the parents. This is like, because that little boy hopped on Facebook Live. I'm sorry, IG Live to say his sister did not, my sister did not abuse me. Hold on. I want you to hear this. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Thank you. Okay, so the first person to bring this up was somebody by the name My Life as _Marco, where this little boy was basically got the word carved inside of his head, and I thought it was his father, but it may have been his older brother, who literally is like, "This is what happens when you do that gay shit," and he started hitting him, and then he pushed the boy back. The boy landed in the chair and he hit him again.
Wow.
And it's like, this is a child. He is a child. What the fuck is wrong with all of you? So then this boy got up on, he was saying his sister did not abuse him, which, baby, she did. So apparently someone did call the police, because this happened in Atlanta. Someone did call the police. And so Ask About _Bree is her IG page. And she put up a picture where she's putting up a middle finger to the police and said, LMAO, no arrest, ho. All that for what? Fuck all y'all, yeah, bitch. What y'all thought y'all was doing. I get the last laugh, bitches. Dismissed. This is him. So this is what the sister said. I'm tired of keeping my silence. I'm going to start off by saying, yes, I blame myself for going live with him and laughing. It was all a joke at first, 100. Both of my little brothers, including Tyler, was being disrespectful to my mom. So yes, my older brother punished both of them by cutting their hair. My other brother was mad and embarrassed, but Tyler didn't care. He loved the attention that he was getting, as you can see in the beginning of the live. So we was letting him get attention on live, but by that time, my big brother wasn't in the car when Tyler was saying gay shit, but he heard Tyler say, I'm gay as fuck. So my brother was mad that he was saying all that gay shit on live. No, we do not condone him being gay, and no, we don't have a problem with gay people. I'll say this again. No, we do not condone him being gay, and no, we don't have a problem with gay people. So therefore, mind your business. Thank you. Now have a nice day. Spread that. So if you say you don't condone something, that means you don't like something. Like, you dummy bitch. It was like okay, so here is the video of Tyler talking. Let's see. Can you hear it?
Like my brother.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay.
They was just showing me like I shouldn't. Yeah, I'm good. They was just showing me like you need to stop doing it. But you know, like my brother and them, they didn't abuse me. They was just showing me like I should. Yeah, I'm good. They was just showing me like you need to stop doing it.
So they coached that little boy to get up on camera and say, no, I'm not being abused. So
yeah, that's
one. What in the entire fuck are y'all doing? I need to understand. Actually, I don't need to understand. So of course,
no.
as rightfully so, as they should, every LGBTQ plus person and anybody who loves or cares about anybody LGBTQ plus got their ass up on the internet and say, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? You're like, why would you do that to a child? He is a child. And also, it's like, whoa, he disrespected my mama. It's like, so hi, I don't like y'all doing those videos to embarrass your children either. I'm like, I'm sorry, why are you doing this for the internet? Why are you doing this? What y'all did to that boy is cruel. Right. It's like, I'm a good parent. I'm like, you a good parent by embarrassing your child on the internet. You're actually carving gay into this boy's head. Basically telling him, it's like, no, we don't do this gay shit. It's like, okay, so there's a bigger problem. Because
it's a lot bigger problem.
That's a bigger problem. That one, you don't love your you would do that to your child because that man was putting his hands on a child. I don't care if it was his brother, his cousin, or his father. What the fuck are y'all doing? Why would you do that to a child? He is a child. He's always been. And it's like the bad part of them. Right. And the thing about it is, it's just like, y'all don't think this is a problem. It's like you don't love your children enough. This is why they hate Dwayne Wade. Because he actually unconditionally love. Everybody say, I love my child unconditional. I'm like, you don't. Because let them do something that you don't like and you're going to beat their ass on camera or torture them off camera. It's like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? It's like, why would you do this to this kid? He is a child. And also that means your house is not a safe space for him, period. He is not safe with y'all. And the thing about it is y'all want to beat it into his head that being gay is something's wrong with him and there's nothing wrong with him. And the bad part about it is he gets it from if he getting it from y'all in the house, what the fuck is he getting outside the house?
Yeah. And it's like kids listen to, I hate to say it like this, but kids listen to the outside before the inside. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you do this to this kid? And it's like, that means he ain't, like, his home should be a safe spot. According to that video, it's not. That boy is safe nowhere. That is a horrible, horrible realization that baby is not safe anywhere.
Yeah,
it's like, and that's so gross.
And they don't know. And it's like they were probably taught that. Mm-hmm. And they were also probably taught that if you're gay, something's wrong. You need to beat it out of them. No.
That's not how that works.
You don't do that. You just and have it. You can't condone anybody else's things, but all you can do is pray for the world, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's like, so apparently someone did call the police, which thank goodness they did, but y'all think it's a joke. Like, look, he was disrespecting my mama. Okay, why are you carving gay into this boy's head? Basically telling them something.
What does the mama say about this stuff?
That's the thing. It's like, it's because it's still coming out. A lot of people haven't talked. I think wherever his mama is, she ain't saying shit. Because they're like, well, he disrespected me. So I'm like, the fuck do you mean? So
yeah, and it's like, that's just terrible.
Oh wait, okay. So
it's like,
what's his name? Reese G. Reese G. Is one of the producers from Chasing Reality. He's the executive producer of Chasing Dallas, is a show on YouTube. So let me see if it'll let me play it. because I think this was the longer video. I think it's just a short video because, my God. So that's the thing, because they put up that it was his mother, but the sister is the one saying that she put it up. And y'all, I'm not playing the audio for that because I swear I was like, I wanted to beat his ass. How you got all those adults and y'all are literally beating on this child?
Yeah.
That's why y'all don't like Dwayne Wade, because y'all were like, oh no, I would do something. I'm like, that's because you don't love your children. That's what happens when you look at your children as property and not your children. It's like that is just so sad. So Reese G, he posted on his Instagram. Okay, so here's the thing. With him being young, we most definitely need to continue to protect our LGBT youth. However, we need to realize this is an issue that has been constant for Black cisgender men of LGBT experience. The Black community will always shame us and then make the wrong they have done right for the sake of Black social heritage. Basically, the keep out business at home syndrome. Tyler, baby, they wrong. I will still be for my brothers young and old, but wrong be the loved ones who shame LGBT men of color in any way. Heavy is the cross we bear when our strength is taken from us for living in our truth, and how power crown when wear for the sake of liberation to be who when we have been born to be, period. This is not okay, nor matter if they are your brothers or sisters. Why? Because blood keeps us alive, but love will help us grow. Justice for Tyler. But hashtag empower for Tyler is more important. I like that. Blood keeps us alive, but love will help us grow.
That's true.
That's pretty.
And you know what? A lot of people, you were saying that love their child, but wait until they do something wrong and see how bad.
Yeah, because it's conditional.
Child. And yeah, so even like for me, it was when I found out about Christopher's autism, and like a lot of parents, it was like, oh, I don't know if I can deal with all of that. That's a lot. And it's like, wait, that's your child. It doesn't stop being your child.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, you just figure things out and you work with your child. And when you talk to your child, so they know you're comfortable with them.
Right.
With anything that happens, it's your child. And I hate, and it's bad because there's no right or wrong manual for being a parent, because you could say this is wrong, you should say that is wrong, you should say this is right. It's not. It's about what makes you happy, and it's staying in your lane, basically.
Pretty much. It's like
that's what I think.
The thing about it, and you know what's sad? They would have done this without going on IG Live. That's the sad part. They would have done this without
it before they did it.
Correct. So it's like we can see this, which we don't want to see it, but it's like now you can't unsee it because this is a child. And then because this is what happens for a lot of Black folks who treat LGBTQ plus shit like white shit. I'm like, so hi, why are you not standing up for Black LGBTQ plus people? They're Black people. What are we doing? Like, why are you not standing up for Black women? They are Black. Why are you doing this? It's kind of like if you are not a Black man, a straight Black man, it's like you put them other identities before your Blackness. All of my identities are on the same line and they walk together. All of them at the same time. It's like I'm not putting my Blackness before anything, and I'm not putting my woman. They're standing side by side. I'm a Black woman. That carries a lot more weight.
It does.
It's just like, what are y'all doing? I'm like, you are damaging this poor boy. Because one, we're only seeing a snippet. Apparently he went live on this girl. He's with them 24/7. 24 hours and 7 days a week of somebody who literally said, you're like, and if they made it seem like he was just trying to get attention by saying, I'm gay as fuck. And it's like, and even if he was trying to get your attention, you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Because you might want to start.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I don't understand. Like, why are y'all damaging y'all children? Why are y'all damaging y'all kids for no apparent reason other than being a piece of shit? But then want to talk to people about parenting. This is why when Boosie was saying stuff about Dwayne Wade, I was like, why are y'all listening to a man who literally paid a sex worker to fuck his son? Why are y'all listening to a man like that? This is why y'all can say, fuck little mama forever until she says something transphobic. Then it's like, she's our queen. I'm like, how very interesting. How very, very interesting. And don't even get me started on Angela Stanton. Don't even get me started. Yeah. She's literally the worst person. It's like, baby, you old enough to go fuck Angela. He don't call me mama. You don't respect her pronouns. So it was like, is bitch better? Let me know. Let me know. Because it's like, oh God. But I'm praying for that baby. And I'm praying for everybody who was triggered by seeing that video. Because that's the other part of that. Where people are like triggered when they see that. They're like, that happened to me when I was younger. May not have been my family. It could have been from a friend, or a friend told me that happened. That video probably triggered a lot of people. It angered a lot of people. And I'm praying for them, because it's like, you're going to have to unplug, because then you got to watch people be head asses about this. Well, I mean, there's no, it's like, there's no way in hell a parent, like somebody could put their hands on my kid and put it on the internet. There's no fucking way. I'm like, he's a child. What the fuck are you doing? It's like, and the thing about it is for them to say he was being disrespectful to my mother. I'm like, that video is not showing that any of that had any to do with it. You're trying to cover it up. It's like, oh, well, he was disrespectful to my mother. So why didn't that come up? Because it seemed like you only had an issue with him being gay. That was your issue. You don't give a fuck about your mama. Please spare us.
Yeah, they just say that so they can condone that type of actions, and it's not right.
Correct. So it's like, that is just whack. And hashtag empower Tyler, hashtag justice for Tyler. And that's pretty much it. One last thing. So Michael Costello coming out about Chrissy Teigen is about to be mud duck, because now there are people coming out going, yeah, I that's cute and all, Michael, but you did call me an N-word. And they were trying to say, oh no, she's lying. I'm like, is she though? So Michael Costello, because Chrissy Teigen, I talked about Chrissy Teigen before. And then, well, actually, no, I think this happened. Yeah. I talked about Chrissy Teigen. I started her apology. I stopped it because I'm like, girl, Then all of a sudden, Michael Costello came out and said that she, he came out with his own thing saying that she came out against him. He, like because of what happened, because apparently, sorry, I was listening. I was like, oh, I was listening to what Christopher was doing. Like, what he doing? So a few years ago, Michael Costello got in some hot water because it was reported that he called someone the N-word. And I'm saying the N-word like I can't say it, which is hilarious when I think about it. And said that she had bullied him on the brink, almost on the brink of committing suicide. Now I will say this. I'm like, Chrissy, why are you focusing on Michael Costello? Let me know when you are going to apologize to Quavinjane Wallace. Let me know when that apology is happening, because we ain't seen shit yet. Anywho, Michael Costello went on his Instagram and said, I didn't want to talk about this because this is what happened. It was like, okay. Then people started coming out saying, so hi, Michael Costello is lying. he did call me a nigger. It's like, oh Lord, have mercy. Woo! So, okay, so we have the update because now John Legend is in this, which Lord have mercy. So Michael Costello put out this statement, and then he had put up like screenshots of DMs, but the DMs apparently were fake that he put up where him and Chrissy talked about it. So because John Legend has been somewhat quiet about this, as he should be, because I'm like, sir, please don't, please stop talking. John Legend said that he made up those tweets. Leona Lewis has come out. Fallon from Real Housewives of Atlanta has come out, and a designer by the name of Maxie J described not only being called a nigger by Michael Costello, but also getting into a fight because apparently Michael Costello allegedly stole one of her designs.
Oh, wow.
And so his sister said, we didn't sell it. Like, so, but did you steal it or no? It's like, that's what I'm saying.
It sounds like you stole it.
It sounds like you stole it, sis. I'm like, I don't know. So Michael Costello put this out today. We're recording on June 18th. He did this afternoon. Thought about whether I should write this or not, but I have to. If someone were to say anything about my family, I would defend them to the max. I understand where you're coming from at John Legend. I respect and love your music. I even have 4 of your songs on my playlist. Not that you care, but your wife has hurt good people and done a lot of shady things offline to ruin other people's careers. You may not know that, but she does. So here's the thing. You're not addressing the fact that people are saying that you were racist towards them, sir. What the hell does that have to do with anything? It has nothing to do with what you did to people who are like, no, he is problematic, because they were like, oh no, those, it was like, because I tried to read that blog and I just couldn't do it because I'm like, nope, can't do it, won't do it, can't stop, won't stop, Rockefeller Ruckus, won't do it.
We're going to close down the studio again.
Right, clearly, because I'm just sitting here like, Michael Costello is a piece of work, because people are like, no, he has done racist shit. And now here comes Chrissy Teigen's team to say he is fucking lying about those DMs because he said those DMs were fake. So this is why people are saying that the pictures that Michael Costello put up, the screenshots of the messages, are fake. In the images Costello posted, the verified check mark is missing from next to Teigen's name. Verification was introduced to the platform in late 2014, and Teigen was verified by early 2015, which would seemingly suggest the screenshot was taken in 2014. But the messages and the images have purple and blue backgrounds, a design change that wasn't implemented until February 2020, at which point the @Chrissy Teigen account was verified. The background color and the lack of verification appear to be temporarily inconsistent. There is a video chat icon at the top of the image, but video chat wasn't introduced to Instagram until June 2018. Teigen's profile picture in the images is the same profile picture she had in 2014, according to archived images of Teigen's profile. But Teigen changed her profile picture no later than December 26, according to archived pictures of her account. A screenshot taken after that time would have shown her current profile picture. Why would you have to make this up?
Just to say that he I think he was just trying to say that he didn't say it, so it is like it's a classic misdirect, basically.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's like, see, she did it to me too, y'all. It's like, yeah, I believe Courtney Stodden. I don't believe you, sir. Because it's just like, wait, but so this is the scandal that was in 2014. In 2014, because Michael Costello, for everybody who didn't know, was on Project One Way. Let me see if I can find out where the part is. This is a lot going on. Like, what the hell? What the hell? Okay, so it all started, and this is from Global Grind. It all started when a young woman named Maxine Jones claimed Michael Costello bought a dress from her boutique on Instagram and then posted on his page as if it was his own design. Let's see. So then this is what Maxine Jones's caption was. It's so disheartening, I couldn't help but shed a tear. Him as a designer should know firsthand how heartbreaking it is for people to take something you work so hard on. It's like, why? Who does that? I mean, we all get inspired from somewhere, but it's completely unfair to take someone's exact design and exact dress at that and claim it as your own. At Michael Costello, you are already a well-known designer. You design dresses for top celebrities. Why would you do something so low? So once he got wind of this, Costello allegedly responded to her post with the following: "You're Y-O-U-R, just probably a dumb nigger." I'm sorry, I have to do that because I'm like, y'all, it's a difference, okay? I gotta say it. You're just probably a dumb nigger defending her. I am royalty, bitch. I dressed Beyonce. Who are they going to believe? Shortly thereafter, the Beehive took to Twitter and Facebook asking for Beyonce and her stylist Ty Hunter stop supporting the designer, which prompted Stephanie Costello, Michael's co-designer, to speak out on her account. There has been a recent accusation that MT Costello posted a picture on our Instagram account of a dress that was purchased from another designer. The image was later reposted by the same designer, included a caption stating, "We have bought the dress and were attempting to rebrand it as our own." As the co-designer of MT Costello, I feel it is important to address this matter and provide an explanation to all affected by the issue. I, Stephanie Costello, purchased the garment in question due to the apparent similarities between it and a gown that Michael Costello and I designed that was posted on social media over a year ago. Regretfully, my emotions became involved when the dress arrived and, driven by frustration, proceeded to photograph the dress on a model in our showroom as a sarcastic and inappropriate attempt to expose the designer's garment as a forged duplication of our own. I did not nor ever intended to sell the item as an MT Costello product. As a business, we take duplicated work very seriously as it affects our ability to support employees, interns, and families. Michael and I work diligently on our gowns, adding signature cuts and silhouettes unique to the MT Costello brand. As designers, we grow attached to our creations, and I reacted emotionally before considering the effect it would have on the public and the brand. I realized that my attempt to expose the designer and the garment was extremely unprofessional, and for that I apologize. Ask for understanding and forgiveness for my emotionally driven reaction. I've learned a valuable lesson from this experience and fully intend to address similar situations in the future more professionally. Sincerely, Stephanie Costello. And so this is what Michael said on Tumblr. Wow, take me back. And about that racist comment, according to a statement made by Michael on his Tumblr on October 11th, it was photoshopped, possibly by a disgruntled intern who is currently being investigated. The hurtful screenshot circulating is fake and does not represent my views on society, nor do I condone the use of such a terrible term. It deeply saddens me that an individual would go to such lengths to and an attempt to demean and misrepresent my character. My designs are centered on accentuating the inherent and natural beauty found in every woman. My career would not be where it is today without the support of individuals from all walks of life. This social media saga occurred 2 weeks ago, and with mostly without this social media saga occurred 2 weeks ago, and went mostly without notice. That is until Chrissy Teigen chimed in. So this is taking us back. So she wrote this on his Instagram page, Chrissy. So you saying all that racist shit and get that horrible press with people using that hashtag Michael Costello to call you out on it. Then you create a contest where you beg people to use the same tag, but in a positive light, covered up by all the negative press. Genius and shady all at once. Start a PR firm.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Because people came out. So yeah, he tried to say Leona Lewis was lying. He's saying that Maxie J, that's Maxine James, is lying. Let's see. He did not say anything about Fallon from Real Housewives of Atlanta because she said apparently the way he treated her at 23, she stopped modeling because of how he treated her. So here's the thing about this. And I will say this. When it comes to Chrissy Teigen, and Michael Costello and this saga. Yeah, I'm not doing this with either one of them. They are both trash for how they behaved on social media. Yeah, that's it. It's like, yeah, I'm not. It's like Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man for me at this point. One of them is racist. He'll say that screenshot was Photoshop. Sure, but Maxie J still says that you called her a nigger. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And you like treated Leanna Lewis, and you made it a point to come out and try to discredit her. And then we have Chrissy Teigen, who had attacked Courtney Stodden and told her basically to kill herself. She has been snappy and problematic on Twitter for years. Sometimes they're like, she can be funny on Twitter, but it's like sometimes it's like, because you want to be a Twitter comedian, she don't know the line. And coming at a 9-year-old, yeah. So here's the thing: you don't come at a 9-year-old. You don't know the line, because the Onion's like, oh, let's pile on, and then they called a 9-year-old little black girl a "see you next Tuesday." She's a 9-year-old little girl. What the fuck is your problem? So it's kind of like these are two people who have done very trash things.
Wait, I got lost. So what is you was going forward? I was going to try to stop you, but what is a "see you next Tuesday"?
CUNT.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that like a modeling thing? Oh, okay.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
Okay. Yeah. I got you, man.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
sorry, I was slow on the uptake. Sorry.
It's fine. Because it's like, even though it's like I could say it, I just don't, because for obvious reasons, I just don't. So I'm looking at this like, y'all both have been trash, and now y'all both want pity. And it's very interesting for me to watch, because I'm like, you can do what you want, but I'm sorry. It's like whose side are you on? Quaven Janae Wallace. That's whose side I'm really on. I'm on her side. That's it. And John stepping into this is not even close to. I knew he kind of would. Because John Legend literally said, "Man, you made all this up. Stop. Just stop talking." I was like, ooh. So this is from Chrissy. No idea what the fuck Michael Costello is doing. He just released a statement where he didn't at all acknowledge how fake the DMs were, and now claims to have emails that don't exist. So while he conjures those up, hopefully with someone more talented in fake this time here. So here is her statement. Chrissy Teigen very clearly and contritely apologized for insensitive public tweets she made around a decade ago. She did not acknowledge nor apologize for sending private messages directing or encouraging self-harm. Chrissy is completely surprised and disappointed by Michael Costello's recent attack, which includes fictional screenshots from 2014 of supposed private messages that Chrissy did not send. In October 2014, she did post a comment on Mr. Costello's Instagram where he was publicly accused of making a racist remark. After he denied the accusation and claimed it was based on a Photoshop comment, Chrissy deleted the comment, as was reported at the time. Chrissy has never conspired with anyone to harm his career. The styles he also attacked in his recent comments was not a part of Chrissy's team until 2016 and did nothing to harm Mr. Costello. Until Mr. Costello's recent accusations, Chrissy believed she and Mr. Costello had a cordial relationship, as they had friendly online interactions for several years. In one from 2018, he commented on an Instagram story photo and said, "Her lipstick looks beautiful." Another from 2019 said, "A photo of food looks amazing." On January 28, 2019, he asked her, "Are you going to the Grammys?" Over the years, Chrissy suggested her stylists connect with Mr. Costello for red carpet events, but ultimately other designers' work was chosen. Recently, more claims of Costello's alleged racist comments and treatment have come to light, but Chrissy has only just now learned of them, and until now thought she and Mr. Costello were on positive terms. When the supposed screenshots from 2014 were originally circulated last week, the name on Chrissy's account was misspelled. Several media outlets recognized this and chose not to run it, since it was clearly manipulated. This week, the fabricated screenshots were cleaned up with the correct spelling of Chrissy's social media handle. However, they could not actually be from 2014 because they feature elements that were not part of the Instagram app in 2014. A closer look at the alleged 2014 screenshot plainly shows that they feature her old profile photo that was changed in 2016, alongside a video chat function that Instagram did not launch until 2018. In addition, the alleged 2014 screenshots also also include a color format, which Instagram launched in 2020. The old profile picture and those new Instagram features could not coexist in the same authentic screenshot. Recent media investigations have confirmed these inconsistencies as well. Chrissy has acknowledged her past behavior and the pain she has caused, but she will not stand by for anyone spreading false accusations to further demean her name and reputation. Chrissy will continue to do the work she needs to do to be the best person she can be. She hopes Michael Costello can do the same. Chrissy has every right to correct the record and defend her name. She is not interested in making Mr. Costello the target of harassment or abuse from anyone claiming to support her. She hopes this can be time of honest reflection and healing. You know what? Where is the apology for Quinventine Wallace? I'm sorry. I am still that petty. I really am.
Yeah. And he haven't said anything about that yet, have they?
I don't think so. And the thing about it is, it's like, what if she... So then she also posted up screenshots from Michael Costello where he responded to her IG stories. So, yeah. So when she was talking about in her statement, those were DMs that he sent her on Instagram. So how are you coming here to say you made my life a living hell in 2014? And then used it to like fake comments. It was like, sir, you did this. You and your sister were nasty and catty. And you're saying that tweet or like whatever DM was photoshopped. It's like, okay, but that necessarily doesn't mean that you didn't do it. Especially when Maxie J has not changed her story. Like, no. And also now Chrissy is threatening legal action, as she should.
Yep, as she should.
So, but I also but for the most part, I'm like, yeah, it's like when it comes to trash people, it's Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man for me. I'm gonna say alleged trash people. Again, Spider-Man going at Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm Spider-Man. No, I'm Spider-Man.
Right. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna just hear. I'm like, I'm gonna wrap, as Les would say, we're gonna wrap this in a bubble of alleged. Yeah, that's
good.
Yeah, so it's like, it's alleged. It's like, girl, whatever you want to say. But yeah. Good luck to everybody. John Legend, please don't say nothing else. You've been so good. You've been so quiet. You can stay quiet, baby. I swear. Please stay quiet. But I don't know what I would do if this was my wife. But here's the thing. Chrissy say a whole bunch of wild shit and then go, let me get off the internet. Girl, please, we would love for you to get the fuck off the internet. Miss, I gotta go take a break 2 weeks later. Oh, I'm back, y'all. I'm like, we can't extend your hiatus because my God, we would love to. You sure you don't want to extend your hiatus to literally leaving us the fuck alone? No? All right. No. Oh, all right. All right. Great. We're just going to keep talking, aren't we? Oh, great. Mm-hmm. Oh, great. But yeah, I think
we're doing this. This is what we're doing.
We're doing it. Okay. But I just threw that in. That wasn't on the docket, y'all, I swear. But yeah, I think we got a show. Stephen, thank you for doing this. As always, I love when you're here because literally everyone's like, when's Stephen coming back? When your brother coming back? I'm like, oh no, he come through. He got his like biannual, he comes in around Father's Day and he also comes midway point for the NFL. So, he'll be back.
Always.
Yep. So it's like, he'll be back. I always appreciate when you're here. Because that means I get to hear my nephew and I always get to crack up.
Yeah.
Because he's funny. So I want to say this here, and I'm gonna put another thing on the social medias, but I will tell you guys this will be after this episode, I will be taking a hiatus. Because the pandemic has been hard and my mental health has hit a wall. And I need to take a break to decompress. So I will be back in July. But yeah, I just want to let everybody know that. They're like, hey, where you been? It's like, I need to do a little mental reset for a little bit. But I will be back, hopefully with some really cool folks so I can get back to having fun. Yeah, I think that's it. I really appreciate everybody who listens, everybody who gives ratings and reviews. Everyone who has bought me a coffee or will buy me a coffee. Mocha Minutes is on Buy Me a Coffee. So buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes. And hopefully by fall 2021, Mocha Minutes will be on Patreon. So I'm putting my flag in the sand. I'm planting my flag. I'm saying in the fall. But I got to be mentally healthy to get to that. So I need to take a little bit of a break. Yeah. So guys, this has been the Mocha Minutes podcast. And I will be back soon.
All right. Bye.
Me because I'm trying to buy some shit from an establishment that you work at and go about my day. I'm writing your manager's man.
This video has prompted debates about providing good customer service versus being a good customer. And I need y'all to know that those two things are not mutually exclusive. Two facts can be true at one time. Yes, if you work in the customer service industry, you should expect to have to provide customer service. We get that. But that doesn't negate the fact that some of y'all are horrible customers. Oftentimes, that cashier at Macy's has dealt with 10 rude people before they got to you. Human beings are not robots. It can be hard to flip the switch between upset and nice when your switch has been broken by entitled assholes. Should they be mean to you because of that? No, but it is what it is. Encourage people to be good customers as much as y'all encourage people to do their jobs. And y'all, 9 times out of 10, corporate ain't gonna do shit. I'm sorry to break it to you. They know they don't pay them people enough to be too nitpicky. McDonald's girl is not gonna be fired. I'm sorry.